Have you ever wondered why some women make men chase them like crazy, while others are ignored no matter how beautiful or smart they are? What if I told you it's not about looks, it's not about luck, it's about a secret mindset and subtle wisdom that makes a man obsessed with you? In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal exactly how to become irresistible in a way that makes men naturally pursue you, without chasing, begging, or overplaying yourself. By the end of this, you'll have a clear, actionable roadmap that changes everything in your love life, guaranteed. Stick with me, and I'll show you how to naturally create desire and attraction in 2026 that makes him chase you like never before, based on timeless wisdom, not gimmicks. 1. Understand male psychology. To truly make a man chase you like never before, you must first understand the core of his mind, the silent drives that guide his actions. Men are not complicated, they are primal, and yet infinitely intricate in their simplicity. At the surface, it may seem that men are drawn to beauty, to charm, to the visible qualities of a woman. But if you look closer, beneath the layers of ego, ambition, and desire, there is a fundamental truth. Men chase challenge, respect, and a sense of purpose in connection. Imagine a man like a river. He moves forward with strength and force, yet he will always follow the path where he feels both freedom and respect. When a woman unconsciously gives him certainty, predictability, or dependence, he feels no spark. But when she reflects independence, subtle mystery, and a silent confidence, he feels the call to pursue, to invest, to prove himself worthy. This is not manipulation. It is the natural rhythm of human energy. Every man has an internal narrative. He wants to feel needed but never trapped. He wants connection but not control. Understanding this, truly feeling it, is the first step to becoming magnetic. You do not act from the outside in, you cultivate presence from the inside out. When you internalize this principle, everything shifts. The way you speak, move, laugh, and even breathe begins to align with this natural pull. Watch the difference when a man senses this energy. He does not just notice you, he begins to anticipate your presence, to think of you even when you are not there. He experiences attention, a delicious pull, a desire to win your attention without you having to chase him. This understanding is a quiet power. It is subtle yet irresistible. And yet understanding psychology alone is not enough. Awareness must transform into self-mastery, into a confidence that cannot be shaken by fleeting attention or temporary approval. When you hold this awareness in your being, you step into a space of profound magnetism, where the chase is not about desperation, it is about resonance. This deep understanding of male psychology will set the stage for the next step, where you will learn to embrace your own value in a way that commands attraction naturally, like gravity pulling a wandering planet into orbit. 2. Embrace your own value. The second key to making a man chase you lies in an almost paradoxical truth. The more you honor your own worth, the more he feels compelled to pursue it. Too many women give their energy away, seeking validation from the outside, as if their value depends on his attention. But the magnetism that triggers pursuit is born from internal acknowledgement, not external approval. Embracing your value is not about arrogance or pretending to be untouchable. It is about clarity, a quiet, unwavering awareness of your uniqueness, your strengths, your desires. Every thought, every action, every gesture begins to radiate from the center of self-worth. When you operate from this space, men sense it immediately. They are drawn to the energy, not the surface image, not the facade. Consider how the world responds when you treat yourself as precious. People lean in, they respect boundaries, they notice effort, they become intrigued by the woman who refuses to settle for less than she deserves. This is not about playing games, it is about alignment. Your value becomes a silent challenge that naturally evokes pursuit, and the process is subtle. Confidence must breathe, it must flow. It cannot be forced or performative. When you move through life in alignment with your inner value, men sense it on a level that bypasses reason. They feel compelled to chase, not because they must, but because they cannot resist. Your value is your anchor. It grounds you, stabilizes you, and radiates outward like ripples in water. But here is where the wisdom deepens. Value without mystery becomes predictable, and predictability, even when paired with confidence, can be alluring at first, but it fades. There is an art to weaving your worth with subtle intrigue, to creating tension without distance, to maintaining allure without manipulation. This balance leads us to the next transformative principle, where you will learn the power of subtle detachment, the space where desire intensifies naturally, and men begin to chase, not out of need, but out of fascination. 3. Master subtle detachment. Subtle detachment is the invisible force that amplifies attraction. It is not indifference, it is not coldness. It is the art of being fully present with yourself, even in the midst of connection. It is the magnetic tension created when a man senses that you are not consumed by him, yet he remains central in your awareness. The power of detachment lies in restraint. When you are too available, too eager, too predictable, the chase disappears. Desire requires distance. It requires a space for imagination, for curiosity, for emotional investment. When a man senses that your attention is not guaranteed, that your energy is intentional, he experiences an inner tension that triggers pursuit. Think of it like a dance. You move forward, he moves forward. You pause, he leans in. Your subtle withdrawal is never about pushing him away. It is about creating the rhythm of longing, the quiet spaces that allow him to value your presence more deeply. This is not manipulation, it is alignment with natural desire. Mastery of detachment also requires trust. Trust in yourself, trust in the process, and trust in his capacity to choose. You do not need to chase or convince, you simply embody your own completeness. And when you do this consistently, men respond. They pursue, they invest, they lean in with genuine interest. But detachment is not absence, it is selective presence. It is showing up fully when it matters, while maintaining a life that is rich, independent, and fulfilling. This creates an irresistible paradox. You are available, yet not easily captured. Present, yet intriguingly out of reach. Warm, yet wrapped in mystery. As you cultivate this subtle detachment, the stage is set for the next layer of magnetism, where emotional tension, excitement, and unpredictability intertwine, making him not just interested, but obsessed with your energy and essence. 4. Create emotional highs and lows. Attraction is not born from consistency alone. It is born from contrast, from rhythm, from the invisible pulses that stir the heart. To make a man chase you, you must learn to orchestrate emotional highs and lows. A subtle ebb and flow that awakens desire and deepens connection. Think of a storm and its calm afterward. The storm commands attention, it ignites intensity, and the calm that follows allows for reflection, appreciation, and longing. When you create moments of excitement, playful unpredictability, or gentle challenge, you trigger the most primal forces of human emotion. He experiences thrill, curiosity, and longing all at once. This does not mean manipulation or deception. It is about presence, contrast, and awareness. It is the art of being fully expressive, yet retaining a calm, grounded energy. When you laugh freely in one moment and then offer a quiet, reflective glance in the next, you create emotional resonance. He is drawn to the spectrum of your energy because it mirrors the way life itself feels. Rich, unpredictable, and alive. The highs are exhilarating, but the lows, the pauses, the moments of mystery, the silence are equally powerful. They invite him to lean in, to invest, to imagine, to chase. Desire thrives in the space between certainty and uncertainty. When a man senses that his actions can influence your energy, that he has the potential to make you smile, laugh, or ignite passion, he becomes invested. He becomes attentive. But here is the wisdom most overlooked. Emotional highs and lows are not a performance. They are a reflection of your alignment with your own life, your own energy, your own rhythm. The man does not chase you because you manipulate him. He chases because he is drawn to the natural, vibrant, and deeply alive presence you radiate. And yet, emotion alone is incomplete without intrigue. To sustain the pull, to deepen his investment, we must layer in mystery, the silent thread that keeps him thinking of you even when you are not there, and makes him crave the next encounter with an intensity that is almost magnetic. 5. Communicate mystery. Mystery is the unspoken language of desire. It is the space between words, the depth behind the glance, the untold stories that ignite imagination. To make a man chase you, you must become a universe he wants to explore but cannot fully map. Mystery is not taboo, secrecy, or playing games. It is about presence with layers. It is the subtle withholding that allows him to feel curiosity and wonder. When you share yourself fully too quickly, there is no tension, no intrigue, no challenge. Mystery creates longing. It fuels emotional energy. It sparks obsession. Imagine him observing you. He notices how you move, how you speak, the small gestures that hint at worlds he cannot fully access. Each interaction leaves him wanting more, not because you are distant or cold, but because there is depth, complexity, richness. Mystery is your silent power. It is the invisible force that makes him lean forward without you having to push. The most captivating women do not need to explain themselves constantly. They operate with subtlety, grace, and intelligence. They allow space for imagination. Every word you choose, every story you reveal, every smile you give is intentional, layered, and meaningful. He senses there is more beneath the surface. He feels compelled to uncover it, to earn it, to invest in it. Mystery also thrives in balance with presence. You must be real, authentic, and engaged in each moment, yet retain layers unseen. This dance, the simultaneous invitation and restraint, is magnetic. It is a language men respond to instinctively. And yet, mystery alone can create tension without warmth. It can fascinate, but it cannot sustain. To transform intrigue into obsession, mystery must be combined with playful energy, the kind that creates joy, lightness, and emotional resonance. This leads us to the next principle, where flirtation becomes the bridge between curiosity and emotional attachment. 6. Flirt with purpose. Flirtation is the art of weaving joy, play, and subtle challenge into every interaction. To make a man chase you, flirtation must be intentional, aligned, and deeply rooted in presence. It is not about cheap gestures or low games. It is about creating a space where connection feels electric, alive, and unforgettable. Purposeful flirtation requires awareness. Every glance, every smile, every playful word becomes a signal, not of need, but of invitation. You invite him into your world, not by demanding entry, but by offering glimpses that spark curiosity and emotional energy. You allow him to engage, to invest, to earn the moments he experiences with you. Playfulness activates desire because it creates unpredictability and emotional resonance. It turns ordinary interactions into moments of significance. When you tease gently, laugh freely, or engage in subtle banter, you are creating tension and release, highs and lows that he cannot resist. The mind becomes engaged, the heart begins to invest, and the energy between you begins to pulse with anticipation. Flirtation is also a mirror. By reflecting his energy back with lightness, joy, and subtle challenge, you validate him while retaining your own agency. You signal availability without desperation, openness without predictability. This balance is intoxicating. Every gesture, every playful interaction becomes part of a rhythm that he wants to follow, repeat, and anticipate. He begins to chase not because he feels forced, but because he desires the emotional resonance you create effortlessly. And as powerful as flirtation is, it must evolve into deeper connection. Emotional highs, mystery and playfulness prime him, but to sustain attraction and make the chase relentless, the next step involves cultivating your own life, success, and passion, a force that he will be drawn to naturally, unable to ignore, compelled by your energy even when you are not around. 7. Invest in yourself first. The foundation of magnetic attraction begins within. To make a man chase you, you must first cultivate a life that is rich, vibrant, and abundant, independent of his attention. Men are drawn to women who are complete, who radiate energy from a source beyond their desire for validation. Your life, your passions, your growth, these become the silent language that speaks louder than words ever could. Investing in yourself is not merely about surface-level enhancements. It is about developing depth, strength, and resilience. It is about dedicating time to your dreams, honing your skills, and nurturing your mind, body, and spirit. When you are immersed in your own journey, your presence carries a vitality that is unmistakable. It is a quiet power, one that is felt rather than announced. Imagine a woman whose laughter is fueled by joy, whose eyes shine with curiosity, whose steps are guided by purpose. Such a woman does not seek attention. Attention seeks her. Men are drawn to her, not out of need, but because she represents a life that is full, expansive, and inspiring. She becomes the prize, the challenge, and the spark of possibility. But self-investment is not selfishness. It is an alignment of energy. The more fulfilled you are in your own existence, the more naturally you attract those who are compatible with your rhythm. The chase arises effortlessly when he senses that you are not dependent on him, that your energy is intentional, and that your presence is a reflection of self-mastery. Here lies a subtle truth. Investing in yourself creates magnetic tension. He sees a woman who moves through life with purpose, yet his presence adds richness to her world. This is the stage where attraction deepens, not because of your efforts to impress, but because your energy is alive, authentic, and uncontainable. And yet, presence alone is not enough. To fully command attention and spark pursuit, you must also understand the subtle dance of mirroring energy, a principle that allows him to feel seen, connected, and intrinsically aligned with your rhythm. 8. Mirror his energy. The art of mirroring is a quiet, almost invisible force. It is the practice of reflecting his energy subtly, his tone, his pace, his emotional state, without losing your own presence. When done with awareness, mirroring creates resonance, a silent connection that deepens attraction and triggers instinctive pursuit. Mirroring is not mimicry, it is alignment. It is the capacity to engage on a level that feels effortless and natural. When you mirror someone's energy, you communicate empathy, understanding, and harmony. He feels recognized, valued, and understood without you having to say a word. Observe carefully. When a man is in his zone, confident, playful, or even serious, your energy can subtly match his. Slow your movements if he is calm. Increase your vibrancy if he is animated. Reflect warmth when he shows vulnerability. These micro-adjustments signal attunement. They create comfort, yet they also spark fascination, because he senses a woman who resonates without losing her distinct presence. The power of mirroring lies in balance. Too much mirroring, and you lose individuality. Too little, and he feels disconnected. The mastery is in subtlety, like a river adjusting to the contours of the land, yet maintaining its own flow. When executed with skill, this creates a magnetic pull. He is drawn toward you, not only because of who you are, but because he feels the rare experience of being seen and understood. Mirroring also amplifies emotional highs and lows. By attuning to his energy, You enhance moments of excitement, deepen moments of vulnerability, and create spaces of tension that fuel pursuit. It is a rhythm that invites him to engage, invest, and chase, not because he is forced, but because he feels naturally aligned with your flow. And yet, alignment alone does not secure attraction. To sustain the chase, it is essential to master boundary setting, the silent force that communicates value, demand, and respect without ever uttering a command. 9. Set boundaries clearly. Boundaries are invisible magnets. They define the edges of your energy, communicate your value, and create a space where attraction flourishes naturally. A man chases what he cannot easily control. He invests in what respects itself. Without boundaries, a woman becomes available, predictable, and ultimately forgettable. Setting boundaries is not about rigidity or distance. It is about clarity. It is about knowing what you will and will not tolerate, and living your life in alignment with that knowledge. Boundaries signal self-respect, and self-respect is magnetic. When he senses that you honor yourself, he begins to understand that attention, affection, and time with you are privileges, not entitlements. Boundaries operate on multiple levels: emotional, physical, mental, and temporal. They are the way you manage your energy, saying no to distractions, prioritizing your passions, protecting your time, and communicating your needs. All of this conveys strength. It communicates that you are whole, complete, and intentional. But boundaries also create the space for desire. When a man feels that he must earn your attention, that he cannot predict or take for granted your presence, he is compelled to pursue. Tension is created, not conflict, but a magnetic push and pull that keeps him engaged, intrigued, and invested. The key to mastery is subtlety. Boundaries should be firm, yet graceful. They are never used as a weapon, but as a reflection of your value. When executed with wisdom, they generate respect, admiration, and ultimately pursuit, and yet boundaries alone are not sufficient to maintain attraction. The next layer involves the power of eye contact, a silent language that communicates desire, confidence, and invitat. Eye on a level beyond words. 10. Use eye contact wisely. The eyes are more than windows. They are portals to desire, understanding, and connection. To make a man chase you, you must learn to wield eye contact not as a tool of casual glance, but as a language, silent, potent, and deliberate. A gaze can ignite curiosity, stir longing, and create an unspoken bond stronger than words ever could. When your eyes meet his, you are not merely seeing him, you are acknowledging his presence, reflecting his energy, and inviting him into a shared space that feels sacred, electric, and alive. Yet, power lies in the subtlety. A fleeting glance can ignite, a lingering look can mesmerize. Hold it too long, and it becomes intense or unsettling, too short, and it goes unnoticed. The art is in rhythm, matching intention with presence, letting your eyes speak what your lips do not, and letting your gaze pull him toward a space of intrigue and emotional resonance. Notice the effect of a deliberate look. He feels noticed, recognized, and at the same time challenged. Desire awakens not because you demand attention, but because you hold it delicately, gracefully, and intentionally. Eye contact communicates confidence, curiosity, and invitation simultaneously. It is the silent handshake of attraction, a magnetic signal that says, I see you, I feel you. And yet, there is more to discover. But vision alone cannot sustain the pull. Attraction must be paired with energy that radiates from your core. Confidence that is unshakable, yet gentle. This leads us into the next principle: confidence over neediness, where your presence becomes irresistible because it is anchored, unwavering, and alive. 11. Confidence over neediness. Confidence is a quiet power that does not seek validation. It simply exists, radiant and unshakable. To make a man chase you, your energy must reflect certainty in your own word. H in presence. Neediness, on the other hand, creates tension, not of desire, but of desperation. It repels rather than attracts. True confidence is not loud, it is not performative. It is a deep alignment with who you are, what you want, and the life you are cultivating. When you carry this energy, every gesture, every word, every interaction communicates value effortlessly. He senses it, even if he cannot define it, and he is drawn toward it instinctively. Confidence allows you to maintain composure in moments of uncertainty. You do not chase attention, you welcome it. You do not plead for care, you radiate care from your own source. Your calm assurance becomes a gravitational pull. He wants to lean in, invest, and be part of your energy because it feels expansive, safe, and exhilarating all at once. Neediness creates pressure. It signals a gap, a void, an expectation. Confidence creates freedom. It signals abundance, completeness, and choice. Men are drawn to women who live in this frequency because it invites pursuit, not out of obligation, but out of genuine desire. And yet, confidence alone, without emotional engagement, can feel distant. To deepen attraction, it is essential to connect with his instincts, his sense of purpose, and his natural protective energy. This brings us to the next layer. Trigger his protector instinct, where subtle alignment with his desire to care and provide becomes a magnetic force of pursuit. 12. Trigger his protector instinct. There is a primal current within every man, the instinct to protect, provide, and safeguard. To make a man chase you, you must learn to awaken this instinct, not through dependency, but through subtle invitation and alignment with your own strength. Triggering his protector instinct is a dance of energy. You do not beg or plead, you do not create weakness to evoke attention. Instead, you allow glimpses of vulnerability, moments that show depth and humanity, balanced with a radiant independence. He feels called to step in, not because you cannot handle life, but because he perceives the opportunity to contribute, support, and be part of something meaningful. This principle operates at the subconscious level. When a man senses that he can provide, that his effort matters, that his attention has significance, he becomes invested. His mind and heart align with pursuit because it feels natural, purposeful, and rewarding. The dance is subtle. Show him moments of strength, moments of need, moments of joy, and moments of calm. Allow him to experience the rhythm of your energy without taking control of it. This delicate interplay awakens desire, fuels emotional engagement, and creates a dynamic where pursuit feels inevitable. But the power of the protector instinct is amplified when combined with presence, boundaries, and emotional rhythm. Attraction is never a single principle, it is an intricate tapestry woven from awareness, energy, and alignment. And now, as we build upon this foundation, the next principle will reveal how strategic absence, or playing hard to get, elevates desire to irresistible levels, compelling pursuit on a deeper, almost unconscious plane. 13. Play hard to get. Strategically, there is a subtle power in absence. Not rejection, not coldness, but strategic distance. A deliberate rhythm that allows desire to grow naturally. To make a man chase you, you must understand that pursuit thrives in the space between certainty and uncertainty. When everything is given freely, when availability is constant, attraction diminishes. But when you create a measured space, a gentle tension, he leans in, compelled to discover, to earn, to invest. Playing hard to get is an art, not a performance. It requires presence, awareness, and alignment with your own priorities. It is not taboo. Withholding to manipulate, but about creating a magnetic rhythm that honors both your energy and his curiosity. When he senses that attention is a gift, not a guarantee, his desire deepens. His mind begins to strategize, his heart begins to chase, and his energy aligns with pursuit naturally. The rhythm is delicate, too much distance, and he disengages, too little, and the spark fades. It is about timing, subtlety, and a silent intelligence that communicates value without words. Every pause, every delayed reply, every quiet moment becomes a signal of intentionality. Men instinctively respond to this dynamic because it speaks to both their curiosity and their protective instinct. Absence creates longing. Space allows imagination to flourish. When you are strategically unavailable, he begins to invest emotionally, mentally, and even physically in ways that are natural, deep, and sustainable. He chases because he wants to, not because he must, and this transforms pursuit into devotion rather than mere attention. But this power of strategic absence is only a single layer of attraction. To elevate desire to an irresistible force, you must embody a principle that shifts the dynamic entirely. Be the prize, not the chase, where your energy radiates value and magnetism without effort or force. 14. Be the prize, not the chase. To become the prize is to inhabit the space of inherent value and completeness. You do not bend, you do not chase, and you do not negotiate your worth. Every man you encounter senses it immediately. Your energy declares a quiet sovereignty, a presence that is magnetic, grounded, and untouchable in the most alluring way. Being the prize is not arrogance, it is self-awareness, alignment, and unwavering confidence. It is the recognition that your time, attention, and affection are treasures, not commodities to be distributed recklessly. Men chase what is rare. What is valuable, what challenges them to rise to the occasion. When you embody this truth, the pursuit becomes inevitable. This principle transforms every interaction into a dance of energy. You give, but not from lack. You offer presence, connection, and warmth from a place of fullness. He responds not to scarcity, but to abundance. He is drawn to the way you move through life, the way you honor your value, and the way your energy invites him to match, to rise, to invest in something meaningful. Being the prize also requires discernment. You must recognize who is aligned with your energy, who resonates with your value, and who can engage in the dance you have created. Not every man will be ready to chase, and not every pursuit is worthy. The power lies in choosing alignment, holding your standards, and letting desire follow naturally, rather than forcing it. The energy of being the prize deepens attraction beyond superficial charm. It triggers his mind, stirs his heart, and engages his instincts. He begins to pursue with intention, care, and genuine interest, because the energy you radiate invites it. It is a magnetic truth that cannot be ignored, and it is a foundation for the next layers of irresistible allure, where imagination, presence, and unpredictability converge to create a pursuit that is relentless, captivating, and profound. 15. Engage his imagination. Imagination is a doorway to desire. To make a man chase you, you must learn to spark his mind, to create moments that linger in thought long after you are gone. True attraction thrives in the unseen, in the spaces where curiosity dances with possibility. A man does not chase only what is visible. He chases what he envisions, what he longs to explore, and what he cannot fully grasp. Engaging his imagination is subtle. It is in the way you speak of your passions without revealing every detail, in the way a smile hints at stories untold, and in the gentle mysteries embedded in your life. Every glance, every word, every pause can plant a seed of curiosity, inviting him to fill the spaces with his thoughts, fantasies, and anticipation. The mind responds to possibilities. When he senses there is more to uncover, more to learn, more to earn, his attention is drawn inwards toward you. He begins to replay interactions, to analyze nuances, to wonder what lies beneath the surface. This is not manipulation, it is the art of presence and subtlety. It is the way you allow him to experience you without needing to fully capture you. The most powerful aspect of imagination is that it creates emotional investment. His thoughts intertwine with your energy, and desire deepens because he has begun to participate in the creation of your narrative. Every encounter becomes a story he wishes to continue, a mystery he wants to solve, a journey he wants to follow. Yet imagination alone is not sufficient to maintain pursuit. For a man to remain invested, to feel that he must take action rather than merely observe, scarcity must be woven into your interactions. This is where avoid overtexting becomes the invisible force that transforms curiosity into relentless pursuit. 16. Avoid overtexting. Communication in the modern age is constant, instantaneous, and often overwhelming. To make a man chase you, you must understand the subtle power of restraint. Overtexting, excessive replies, or constant availability diminishes desire. It signals neediness, predictability, and an energy that is too easily obtained. Attraction, however, thrives on anticipation, mystery, and investment. Avoiding overtexting is not about ignoring him or playing childish games. It is about creating a rhythm of communication that feels intentional, meaningful, and charged with energy. Each message, each call, each interactio. N carries weight because it is deliberate. When your attention is scarce, it becomes valuable. When your words are measured, they command engagement. Consider the energy shift when a man senses space. He begins to initiate, to invest thought, to lean in emotionally. His mind and heart engage because he must. Desire is strongest when effort is required, when attention is not freely given, when pursuit feels earned rather than assumed. This is the essence of attraction: scarcity paired with magnetism, intention paired with presence. Restraint also communicates boundaries. It shows that your life is rich, full, and independent. You are not defined by his attention, and yet his presence is welcomed. This delicate balance triggers both respect and desire, compelling pursuit naturally. But scarcity alone is not enough. To elevate the chase to an almost irresistible force, it must be combined with energy that speaks to his core instincts. The balance of softness, warmth, and the quiet pull of feminine energy. This leads seamlessly into the next principle. Highlight your feminine energy, where presence and subtle power create a magnetic dynamic that is unforgettable. 17. Highlight your feminine energy. Feminine energy is not a superficial quality. It is a profound force, a magnetism that radiates from softness, warmth, and presence. To make a man chase you, you must learn to embody this energy fully, without compromising your strength or autonomy. Masculine and feminine energies are complementary. When you express your feminine energy consciously, you create a magnetic tension that naturally draws him in, without effort or demand. Feminine energy is fluid, intuitive, and inviting. It is present in the way you move, the subtle inflections of your voice, the warmth of your smile, and the gentle rhythm of your gestures. It does not compete, it does not force, yet it holds an undeniable gravity. Men are drawn to it instinctively because it awakens desire, comfort, and emotional engagement simultaneously. The power lies in authenticity. You do not fabricate softness or warmth, you cultivate it from a place of alignment with your own being. When your energy is genuine, it resonates deeply. It communicates receptivity without submission, presence without predictability, and invitation without desperation. This balance ignites curiosity and desire at the core of a man's instincts. Feminine energy is also expressed through emotional attunement. You allow yourself to feel fully, to respond intuitively, and to create spaces where connection flows naturally. This energy is magnetic because it mirrors a man's deepest longing to feel needed, cherished, and engaged, while simultaneously respecting his freedom to pursue Yet, feminine energy alone is not enough to sustain relentless pursuit. For desire to deepen, unpredictability must enter the equation. The element of surprise, the unexpected, the subtle shifts in rhythm, thought, or presence create an irresistible allure that keeps him invested. This leads to the next principle: be unpredictable in the right way, where spontaneity and intrigue elevate pursuit to a higher level. 18. Be unpredictable in the right way. Unpredictability is the final layer of magnetic attraction. It is not chaos, nor manipulation, nor caprice. It is the deliberate cultivation of spontaneity, surprise, and variation in your energy, presence, and interactions. To make a man chase you, you must become a force that he cannot fully anticipate, a dynamic presence that keeps him engaged, curious, and emotionally invested. Being unpredictable is about creating a rhythm that is alive, not forced. It is in the subtle shifts of attention, the playful changes in tone, the occasional deviation from routine, and the gentle surprise of your words or actions. Each moment carries the potential to ignite curiosity, wonder, and anticipation. He begins to think of you even when you are not there, replaying interactions, imagining possibilities, and longing for the next encounter. The power of unpredictability lies in balance. You remain grounded in your values, aligned with your energy, and consistent in your self-worth. What changes is the expression of your presence, the way you invite him into your energy, and the way you allow life to unfold with fluidity. Predictability dulls desire. Intentional unpredictability elevates it to fascination. This principle works in harmony with all the others: emotional highs and lows, mystery, strategic absence, feminine energy, and confidence. Together, they create a magnetic field that is irresistible. A man chases not out of obligation, but because every interaction with you feels alive, meaningful, and transformative. He experiences a woman whose energy is rich, layered, and continuously evolving. A woman who is a puzzle he cannot resist exploring. And here is the final wisdom: unpredictability is the crown of attraction. It ensures that pursuit is never stagnant, that desire is never diminished, and that connection remains vibrant. When combined with all the preceding principles, it completes the architecture of magnetism, an intricate tapestry of energy, presence, and alignment that compels him to chase you like never before. The journey of attraction is not about manipulation, superficial charm, or fleeting attention. It is the art of cultivating presence, value, and energy from within, allowing desire to arise naturally and effortlessly. When you understand psychology, embrace your worth, create emotional rhythm, embody mystery, radiate confidence, and balance playfulness. With boundaries, you become a force that is magnetic, alive, and unforgettable. Each principle, from strategic absence to engaging imagination, from highlighting feminine energy to purposeful unpredictability, weaves together to form a complete architecture of attraction. When aligned with your own life, passions, and authenticity, men do not just notice you, they are drawn to you, compelled to pursue, and inspired to invest in a connection that is deep, meaningful, and lasting.